but they did not know what was come. And that is why when you go topside today, it is not safe to trust anybody. Hello there and welcome back. It's Zero Subroutine. Grab a snack and join me on the couch as we go further into Ark lore. Today we're going to talk about the Sunrise Era and the first and second wave, also known as the Ark Invasion. Last time we talked about the Exodus and Collapse. That was before or current time in the Ark timeline. After the collapse, after all those dark years, actually the world healed. There was restoration of the planet's ecology, plants, animals, the sky, the weather, everything improved. The fires that ravaged all of the world and the earthquakes stopped, and people could go back up on top. But the people who were going back up on top are very, very old now. Not the raiders we are today, but like the old folk living in Speranza and all around the Rust Belt. So not a lot of people remember that time because they just died of old age, or maybe of Ark, more likely. I don't know if a lot of people grow old in this world. But yeah, during the sunrise, people actually went up top, built structures, society somehow came back. Of course, not as organized as before, but they rediscovered some technologies and rebuilt as good as they could. We can see that around the Alcantara Dam, where they built the hydroponic domes. Obviously now they're very dilapidated, but back then they used them for research to discover new wheat strands and just in general grow food, more fresh food, which you obviously can't do underground that well. So they tried to do it there. They even used solar paneling and other technologies that made it easier to grow society a bit further. Obviously back then a lot of people were very optimistic, going back up at top, reclaiming Earth, but they did not know what was to come. The people who went up on top are also known as the first raiders because the first wave came. Those are the first Ark that ever fell from the sky, and the people who were living up on top didn't have a choice because most people were living back up on top because they didn't have to hide anymore. So everyone turned into a raider or just a soldier against robots. What's also interesting that back then everybody banded together, so there weren't any factions, so no PvP. They were just all fighting against Ark because they were all against one enemy. But what's sad is that the battle and all the Ark relentlessly draining down from the skies destroyed the society, or just at least the infrastructures. The hydroponic domes, obviously, we can see are all gone. The raider camps were all but destroyed, only remaining as ruins today. And when the second wave of Ark came, everybody just went back down into Speranza, into other hideouts, because it's not safe to live up on top. What's interesting, though, that the first wave actually lasted 10 years. And after that, there were a couple of years where there were no Arks coming from the sky. But the robots or the machines were much more basic, as we can see, like the Baron and like Spaceport, those like big robots that look like the Queen or the Matriarch, but very basic. And also other smaller, like crab robots, you can see, especially in Damn Battlegrounds. They were easier to kill. Obviously, there were still a lot of numbers of them. They still killed a lot of people. But they were able to fend them off for 10 years and then even defeating them. So that Ark wasn't there anymore for a couple of years at least. But then when Ark returned for their second wave, all the raider camps were abandoned fully. Before then, people could still hide out in them up top fighting Ark, or even then during the time where there weren't any Ark built alive there. Yeah, what's interesting is that the final stage of the first wave was the Battle of Victory Ridge. It's a big battle in Damn Battlegrounds. You can see all the remaining husks and raiders still laying there in a quest. You also built a shrine with a momentum of like a helmet of a raider because a lot of people died there. What is more interesting, I think, is that for that battle and with the first wave, everybody came together. But after that battle, because so many people died, so many losses, people blamed each other. Factions split, society crumbled even more, not just because of Ark or ecological distress, but because of fighting, just people fighting as they do. And that is why when you go topside today, it is not safe to trust anybody. Yeah, but then the second wave came, which is just the wave we know now. More advanced machines, as you can see, the Matriarch, or the Queen, or the Shredder, which I would argue is actually a more basic machine. But like the Bastion, the Bombardier, they're all very advanced, very hard to kill. They can kill you just like that, especially the Bastion. Yeah, but that is the wave that is going on now. And that is the story of the Sunrise era and the first and second wave of Ark, also known as the Ark Invasion. Yeah, but thank you for hanging out with me today. Do you have any thoughts? Do you agree? Do you do not agree? I don't know, but I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.